Well, I'm not really sure why Facebook has me up this close to you guys right now, but here we are. It is Tuesday. It's not even Tuesday, it's Monday at 2 o'clock with your two favorite people in the real estate industry, Ben Larson and Nicole Larson. It's summertime. I'm so excited. I'm taking Peyton paddleboarding here soon as a little mom and daughter date. Let me get back here. It's gonna look this big and distorted today. Here he is. Hello, babe. How
Hello.
are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm gonna turn you up because I can't, for some reason, sometimes ever hear you, but that's okay.
Mm.
My phone has a mind of its own. You know that.
It does. It does.
You can hear me fine though.
I can hear you perfectly fine. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk about the market and what's going on. Things are moving along. I heard you send out some pre-approvals this weekend. People are making offers on homes. It's just really exciting. I love when the real estate market gets buzzing and going. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think summertime around the PNW, the Pacific Northwest, just really does take off no matter what the rates and the inventory. I think just, us getting outside in the winter market, it's a little more stale than it would be in the summer. And no matter what's going on. So it's kind of nice for the Pacific Northwest.
I love it. Well, I know we
Yes.
wanted to talk about zero down payment assistant programs and those types of things, which there is a plethora. I'm gonna stop trying to use big words, okay? We're not doing that today. There is a lot of them out there. This is why people ask, like, like I always want to enhance my vocabulary, but I can't ever pronounce the words. So, what is that?
I don't know what you're
You
talking
don't even know
about.
what I'm saying. It's
I
okay. You're
don't.
fine.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, moving on, there are a lot of different down payment assistance, zero down programs. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what that is and explain. We're not going to go into detail, but let's just talk about highest limits and different things. So I'm going to pass the baton over to you.
So there are first-time homebuyer programs that give you the down payment. So there's zero out of pocket or down payment for you, except for closing costs, which we'll go over. But there are also homes programs for if you just sold a house, and let's say you strategically used your money to pay off all of your debt, and you then wanted to buy another home. You could use one of these down payment assistant programs. And it was we had a client reach out to us and say they can't qualify for one. And I said, well, that's kind of weird. I mean, I remember I did your loan a while back and they're like, we make way too much money. And I said, well, the income limit went up. And they're like, okay, what is it to? And they thought it was 100,000 for the income limit when it's actually statewide at $215,000. I'll say it again.
Wow.
Statewide household income on one of the programs. So if you make really good income in this day and age, which $215,000 is a lot of money, if you make that income, you can still qualify for a down payment assistant program, which is
Wow.
amazing. Because if you don't have enough for the next down payment, or you want to strategically use your money to invest or do something else, you can take advantage of one of these state programs that are amazing. So you are correct. There are so many great options for all homeowners, first time home buyers. It doesn't matter if you've owned a home before. The moment you sell that home, you now can qualify for one of these programs. Now, there are more programs, and I won't go into too much detail, but some of the first-time home buyer programs, the big key is you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years. So to qualify for some of those special programs that are out there, you need to not be on title, basically, and owned a home within the last 3 years. So if you're getting willed a home, make sure you don't mess that up. Give us a call first. I had somebody recently that got inherited a home and quit claim their name on title and kind of unfortunately put themselves in a position where, they would qualify for a down payment assistance program. So they didn't have to bring the down payment in, but they couldn't qualify for one of those special programs. So if you're in that mode or if you have any questions about that, please turn the light on. I always say that because 215,000. When I saw that again, it made me go, wow, why aren't we talking about this more? Because that's a lot. And you can qualify for that. You could take advantage of the market today and start building wealth, or you can position yourself. Maybe you have a lot of debt and you have some equity that you can't tap into. Maybe you want to sell your home, pay off your debt, start fresh, go buy a brand new home that's maybe a bigger home, or maybe you want to downsize and use one of these programs, turn the light on, and take advantage of the amazing things that Washington State provides.
Yeah. I think that's huge, is looking at the different options. If you think you're stuck and you're like, man, these payments, or, I want a bigger house, I want a smaller house, but I have a low interest rate, but I have all this debt, all these types of things, it does make sense to be able to pay that off and start a new step.
Yeah, and I just want to make it clear, two big factors is this has to be your primary residence. I had that question come up before where it's like, well, I own a house now. Can I house hack or can I buy a rental property with it? No, you cannot. There maybe are ways to be able to buy another home, but if you own a home currently, there is no first time home buyer program for you. You have to be 3 years. And the other one is it does have to be a primary residence. So you can't, you can't make this an investment purchase.
Yeah.
On the word of house hacking, this was amazing. We did this for a veteran couple a while back. You can also use the down payment assistant program to pay for closing costs. So VA benefits, if you're a veteran, thank you for your service. They can get a zero down program through their VA benefits. And if the current market's not paying their closing costs and you have to bring anywhere from 8, 10, 12, 15,000 in, you could reach out, turn the light on, and use one of these programs and use that down payment assistance now for closing costs.
Mm.
So I don't know if it's a house hack. It's something that we do a lot with our veterans when we get fully pre-approved and turn the light on. Sometimes it's better to use a program like this and have them save their money and hedge their payment or pay off some debt to make it more qualifying. Or it's all about strategic planning for your own financial future. So turning the light on and having those options that you may not even know that you need or even have. It's going through that full confident pre-approval process to know where you're at so you can take advantage of programs like that.
I love that. That is
Yes.
really, really helpful. I mean, I just think that we go back to that, get pre-approved and wait versus wait to get pre-approved. We have all these little hashtag sayings, but each situation is so different. And I think
Mhm.
everyone thinks because there's so much information, or my friend did this, or I can't do that, or whatever. Don't put yourself in a box where you think it's impossible to do something until you talk to someone like Ben or myself to really figure out what those options are.
100%. And it's about credit, income, and assets. And then I'll say the fourth option here is there's so many great programs and products available that you can fit inside the box. It's just creating your goals of what you want to do because you're a unique situation and using your credit, income, and assets to see where you're at in this roadmap of homeownership. And you
Right.
too, you can buy. It's very, very possible to invest in real estate in the future just by taking that first step of, turning the light on.
Yeah, I talked about this last week, but I don't remember a market where you could still sell close to what you want and then go make up on it on the buying end too and get a little bit less than what you're looking for. So this is just such a great move up or move down market that I think people are missing the boat on waiting or not, jumping, we'll do it next year or when this happens or whatever. It makes so much sense right now that if you're going to make a change in the next year or thought about it, you should really look at the numbers now so that you know what that potential is in the future.
Well, and I have a client who is probably around 6 to 8 months out. I talked to them around November, December of last year, and they said they wanted to buy this summer. And I mentioned to them that we should turn the light on. And they said, nope, we're not going to do it until we're ready. And they called me last week. I followed up with them, and they're ready now, and their lease is almost up. And unfortunately, there is a lot more work that needs to be done, some hurdles we have to overcome. And we created a phenomenal plan that we're going to follow up with accountability. And they probably really are 6 months out. So what I will say is, even though you might feel you're ready, or maybe even you feel like you're not ready, the best thing you can do is turn the light on and get education to know for sure. You don't have to buy. We're not going to pressure you. This is not a car lot. This is not something you have to do today or it goes away. This is about turning the light on and understanding where you are at financially so that you can prepare and create your goals of what your dreams are about how you may want to buy out of state or in state or investment property or whatever that may look like. Every one of us has unique goals. So it's just about turning the light on and getting started. I always say at least 6 months in advance so that we can create a real plan and put you in the best possible position so that when you really are ready, you're really ready.
Yep, I agree. We talk about this all the time. It's just
You
there
do.
is so much stuff, and it's people don't realize even if you have good credit, like there may be some lates or things or that's not our decisions. There's conditions that are required for certain loans or debt to income or whatever it may be. So put yourself in a position that you get to take the power back and be able to move forward when you're ready versus having to go through a checklist of items and now potentially have to go month to month on the lease and increase those costs. And there is a cost of waiting in every scenario.
Yep, and you always say it, and I love what you say, and I've kind of stolen it. It's not a pass or fail. It's a conversation about how we can overcome it,
Mm-hmm.
because like you just said, there is a cost to things. There's a yin and yang to everything we do. And if you wait and something happens and you go, oh, I wish I would have known that. How many times have you said that? Or I've said that, or just people in general have said, man, I wish I would have known that. I wish someone would have told me that. Hear that all the time. I wish my last lender
Or I wish
would
I
have
would have
said that.
taken care of that, right? Like,
Exactly. Yes.
and there is
100%.
never a good time. Like, let's just be honest. Wow, my face is like so close. There's never a good time to do anything. Like you have to just take 15 minutes and fill out the application. Take 15 minutes and get on the phone and have a conversation. And we can just do 1% better every day over those 6 months versus now I'm ready to go and we're trying to rush it. That's when this process becomes stressful and it feels impossible versus let's take it one step at a time. Let's find 15 minutes, 5 minutes in your day. We can not doom scroll for a second. We can have a quick say, hey, I got 5 minutes. I'm on my lunch break. Let's do this. I know that people are overstimulated, overworked, overstressed. But the only way you're going to be able to move forward in these things is if you just take one action step between today and tomorrow
Yep. One
to
step.
move your life forward.
Agreed.
So,
Well said.
well, that's all I got. And I can barely hear you. And I don't understand why my face is like this close. That's so
Where our
weird.
faces are always blown up on these things, and I
I
don't
know, but
see
even
anyone
more
else. So
so
it's got to
today
be.
than usual. Like I started and it was like this.
I know it's, but if you look at our rewinds on these,
Oh
it
my
is
God,
that.
it's the
So
worst. Yeah,
maybe
Facebook is like, what do they call it? Rage baiting us.
We got big
They're
heads.
rage baiting us. Well, if you guys happen to know of anyone that would love to see this video, please feel free to send it to them. It's a beautiful day. Go get some vitamin D, spend some time with your loved ones, and take care of yourself.
Yep.
Pam told me today that sitting is the new smoking for our
Ooh,
bodies. So we need to stop sitting in our desks so much all day. We need to stand up, make calls, walk around.
I love that. Get
Which
active.
makes sense because if I'd be sitting sometimes for like 6 hours, and that would be like 6 hours of smoking. Ugh.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's not good for us. Okay, have a good day.
See you guys later.